Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you're still stuck? You got the degree, you got the job, you followed all the rules, and yet you can't afford a house. Saving feels impossible, and one emergency could destroy everything. Here's the shocking truth. The middle class isn't failing. The system changed and no one told you. Today we'll expose why being middle class is harder than ever, what's secretly draining your wealth, and how to escape the trap. Make sure you watch until the end, because solution number 3 could completely change your financial future. Welcome back to the channel where we break down money, wealth building, financial freedom, and the hidden rules of modern economics. If you want to understand how money really works and build real wealth, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's begin. For decades, the formula was simple. Study hard, get a stable job, buy a house, retire comfortably. That formula built the modern middle class. But today, that path barely works. Real wages have barely grown while living costs exploded. Housing prices skyrocketed. Healthcare costs surged. Education became a lifetime debt. The result? Middle-class families are earning more money than previous generations, but feeling poorer. This is called lifestyle squeeze, and it's happening worldwide. Your income rises slowly. Your expenses rise aggressively. You're running faster just to stay in the same place. Most people think inflation just means things getting slightly more expensive. That's not the real danger. The real danger is purchasing power destruction. If your salary increases 3% but your expenses rise 8%, you're actually getting poorer every year. This invisible tax hits the middle class the hardest because the poor receive government assistance. The wealthy own assets that rise with inflation. The middle class relies on salaries. This is why your grocery bill keeps rising, why rent keeps increasing, why saving feels pointless. Inflation silently transfers wealth from workers to asset owners. And most people never notice. Owning a home used to be normal. Now, it's a luxury. Property prices in many cities increased faster than wages for decades. Why? Because housing stopped being just shelter, it became an investment vehicle. Large investors buy properties. Supply remains limited. Preços surge. Meanwhile, middle-class buyers face higher down payments, higher interest rates, longer mortgage, greater financial risk. A generation that once built wealth through home ownership now struggles just to enter the market. And without property ownership, wealth accumulation becomes dramatically harder. Education was supposed to be the great equalizer. Instead, it became one of the biggest financial burdens. Students graduate with massive debt before earning their first paycheck. That debt delays. Buying homes, starting families, investing, building savings. The middle class is told education guarantees success. But success now comes with decades of repayment. You start adult life financially behind. Modern economies run on consumption, and consumption runs on debt, credit cards, car loans, personal loans, buy dash now, dash pay, dash later services. Easy credit creates an illusion of wealth. You feel rich today, you pay tomorrow. The middle class becomes trapped in monthly payments. Instead of building assets, income goes toward liabilities. Debt doesn't just cost money, it steals future freedom. Previous generations had stable careers. Today we have contract work, gig economy jobs, automation risks, rapid industry changes. Even high-paying careers are no longer guaranteed. Technology replaces skills faster than ever. This creates constant uncertainty, a psychological and financial burden unique to the middle class. You must continuously adapt just to maintain stability. Here's something rarely discussed. The middle class faces intense financial anxiety because they sit between two worlds. They earn too much for assistance, but not enough for financial security. They must maintain appearances. Good neighborhoods, reliable transportation, education for children's social expectations. This creates pressure to spend even when finances are tight. It's a constant balancing act. The wealth gap continues to grow. The rich own businesses, stocks, and assets. The middle class depends on income. Assets grow faster than salaries. This creates a widening gap. Those who own assets accumulate wealth exponentially. Those who rely on wages grow slowly. The difference compounds over decades. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Working harder alone no longer guarantees financial progress. Productivity increased. Work hours increased. But wealth concentration also increased. The rules changed from work hard to succeed to own assets to succeed. And most people were never taught this shift. Now, the important part. What can you actually do? 1. Shift from income thinking to asset thinking. Stop focusing only on salary. Focus on building. Investments, businesses, income-producing assets. Assets work while you sleep. 2. Increase financial literacy. Schools rarely teach. Investing, taxes, wealth building, risk management. Learning how money works changes everything. 3. Develop multiple income streams. Relying on one income source is risky. Consider side businesses, digital skills, investments, freelance, income, multiple streams, create stability. 4. Control lifestyle inflation. As income grows, expenses grow. Avoid the trap. Wealth comes from the gap between income and spending. 5. Invest early and consistently. Time in the market matters more than timing the market. Compound growth is the middle class's greatest advantage. The middle class isn't disappearing. It's transforming. The future belongs to those who adapt, financially educated individuals, asset owners, digital economy participants, entrepreneurs, strategic investors. The opportunity still exists. But the strategy must change. Being middle class today is harder than ever, not because people became weaker, but because the economic rules evolved. Rising costs, debt dependence, asset-driven wealth, job uncertainty. Understanding this is the first step. Adapting is the second. Building wealth is still possible, but only if you play the new game. Why saving money alone no longer works for decades. The middle class was taught one simple rule: work hard. Save money. Everything will be fine. But here's the problem. Saving money in today's economy is no longer enough. Why? Because inflation erodes savings faster than most bank accounts grow. If your savings account earns 1% interest while inflation rises 6%, you're losing money every year, even while saving. This is one of the biggest hidden problems in modern finance. The middle class plays defense. The wealthy plays offense. The wealthy invest. The middle class saves. And overchimidums massive. The math behind why the middle class falls behind. Let's make this simple. Imagine two people. Person A saves money in a bank. Person B invests in assets like stocks, businesses, or real estate. Over 30 years, Person A grows slowly. Person B benefits from compound growth. Compound interest is not just a finance concept. It's the force that builds or destroys wealth. This is why personal investing is no longer optional. It's necessary for survival in modern economics. Schools don't teach how money works. Think about it. You learn math. You learn history. You learn science. But most people never learn how taxes work, how to invest, how debt affects wealth, how to build passive income, how financial systems operate. This creates a knowledge gap. The wealthy pass financial knowledge through generations. The middle class learns through mistakes. And mistakes with money are expensive. This is why financial literacy is one of the most searched topics in personal finance today. The consumer trap. Modern society runs on one powerful idea: spend more. Feel better. Advertising creates constant desire. New phone. Better car. Bigger house. Luxury lifestyle. The system encourages spending because consumption drives the economy. But for the middle class, consumption delays financial independence. Every purchase has an invisible cost, lost investment growth. A $1,000 purchase today could be $10,000 in future value. This is called opportunity cost, and it silently shapes your financial future. Lifestyle inflation. The invisible enemy. Here's what happens to most people. Income increases. Spending increases, salary goes up, lifestyle expands. Better apartment. Better car. More subscriptions. More the expense. But wealth doesn't grow. This is called lifestyle inflation. It's one of the biggest barriers to building wealth and achieving financial freedom. The middle class upgrades lifestyle. The wealthy upgrades assets. Why even high earners feel broke? Many professionals earn high salaries but still struggle financially. Doctors, engineers, corporate employees, managers. Why? Because income alone does not create wealth. Wealth depends on money management, investing behavior, spending habits, asset ownership. A person earning $60,000 who invests wisely can become wealthier than someone earning $200,000 who spends everything. Income creates opportunity. Behavior creates wealth. Around the world, the cost of living continues to rise. Food prices increasing. Energy costs rising. Healthcare expenses growing. Education becoming more expensive. This global trend affects middle-class families everywhere. Economic pressure is no longer local. It's global. This is why searches for how to save money, budgeting tips, and financial planning are exploding online. People are trying to survive a changing economic reality. Another reason being middle class feels harder today. Constant uncertainty. Recession risks. Market crashes. Job instability. Economic shocks. Middle class families are highly vulnerable to economic downturns because they depend on steady income. When income stops, everything collapses. This creates chronic financial stress. The system rewards asset owners. The modern financial system strongly favors those who own assets. Stocks, real estate, businesses, intellectual property investments. Asset values grow over time. Income alone rarely keeps up. This creates a powerful divide. Workers trade time for money. Investors make money from ownership. Ownership scales. Labor does not. Previous generations relied on pensions. Today, retirement responsibility shifted to individuals. Most people must now manage retirement accounts, investment decisions, long-term planning, but without financial education. Many feel overwhelmed. This creates a retirement crisis, especially for the middle class. Working longer is becoming the new normal. The digital economy changed. Everything technology transformed the economy. New opportunities exist. Online businesses, remote work, digital assets. Side hustles, content creation, freelancing, but adaptation is required. Those who learn digital skills gain leverage. Those who don't risk falling behind. The middle class must continuously evolve to stay competitive. The old strategy was stability. The new strategy is adaptability. Today's middle class must focus on financial education, personal investing, money management, multiple income streams, continuous learning, strategic saving, asset building. The rules changed, but opportunity still exists. Financial success rarely comes from luck. It comes from consistent habits, budgeting, saving money, investing regularly, avoiding unnecessary debt, planning long-term. Small decisions repeated daily create massive results. Wealth is built slowly, then suddenly. The mindset shift that changes everything. The biggest transformation is mental. Stop asking, how much can I spend? Start asking, how much can I invest? Stop chasing status. Start building security. Stop reacting to money. Start controlling it. Financial independence begins with mindset. What the next 10 years could look like. Experts predict major economic shifts ahead. Automation replacing jobs, rising housing costs, increasing wealth inequality, more digital work, higher financial competition. The middle class will face greater challenges, but also greater opportunities. Those who prepare will thrive. Those who ignore change will struggle. Why this matters? Beyond money, this isn't just about finance. Money affects stress levels, relationships, freedom, life choices, health opportunities, financial pressure limits, life potential. Financial security expands it. That's why understanding money is life-changing. Being middle class today requires more effort than ever before. More knowledge, money planning, more discipline, more awareness. But here's the empowering truth. You are not trapped. You just need the right financial strategy. The middle class that adapts becomes wealthy. The middle class that follows outdated rules struggles. Your financial future depends on the choices you make today. The hidden cost of doing nothing. Here's a question most people avoid. What happens if you change nothing? If you keep the same spending habits, the same money mindset, the same financial decisions, where will you be in 5 years? In 10 years? Most people assume their financial situation will improve automatically. But in modern economics, standing still means falling behind. Inflation rises, costs increase, opportunities disappear. The biggest financial risk today is not failure. It's inaction. Time is your most valuable financial asset in personal finance. Money can be recovered. Time cannot. Every year you delay investing. Every year you postpone saving. Every year you ignore financial education. You lose the most powerful force in wealth building, time plus compound growth. This is why successful investors start early. Small actions today create massive results tomorrow. Your future wealth depends more on timing than income. The 3 financial paths everyone takes. Every middle class individual eventually chooses one of 3 paths. Path 1, the consumption cycle: earn, spend, repeat, no investing, no planning, no wealth. Path 2, the survival cycle: earn, save, struggle against inflation. Path 3, earn and invest, build assets, finance independence. Most people never consciously choose. They drift. But financial success requires intentional decisions. Which path will you take? Let's be brutally honest for a moment. No government will make you wealthy. No job guarantees security forever. No salary alone creates financial freedom. Your financial future is your responsibility. That realization is scary, but it's also empowering, because it means you are in control. The difference in wealth mindset research in behavioral finance shows something powerful. Wealthy individuals think differently about money. They focus on long-term investment risks, management opportunity creation, financial education, sense of ownership. The middle class generally learns about job security, consumption stability, short-term comfort. Your financial mindset determines your financial reality. Change the way you think about money, and you will change your future. Millions of people worldwide are now searching for personal finance tips, how to save money, investing for beginners, passive income ideas, budgeting strategies, financial independence. Why? Because traditional systems failed to prepare them. The modern middle class must become self-educated. Knowledge is now the most valuable financial asset. The opportunity hidden inside the crisis. Every economic shift creates winners and losers. Rising costs create investment opportunities. Technological change creates new industries. Economic pressure creates innovation. History shows the greatest wealth is often built during uncertain times. The question is not whether opportunity exists. The question is whether you're prepared to recognize it. Being middle class today is harder than ever. But harder does not mean impossible. It means the game changed. And those who learn the new rules win. You don't need to be born wealthy. You don't need a perfect salary. You don't need luck. You need knowledge, strategy, discipline, action. 10 years from now, you will either thank yourself or wish you started today. The choice begins now. If you stayed until this moment, you're already different. You're not just watching. You're learning. You're thinking. You're changing. And that's exactly how financial transformation begins. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, track every expense. Learn one investing concept. Save something, anything. Take control of your money. Because the middle class that acts becomes unstoppable. If this video changed how you see money, like the video, it helps more people learn real finance. Subscribe for personal finance, investing, and wealth strategies. Comment, I choose wealth. If you're taking control of your future, share this with someone stuck in the middle class trap. And remember, financial freedom is not a dream. It's a decision